Welcome back, kings and queens. Welcome back to another good podcast episode we have this week. Black Gandalf, how we doing today?
We good. What's happening, y'all? Y'all already know what's going on. Welcome to the Vibes, a new wave.
Yes. So, we said we really enjoyed what we did last time, and we're going to make this a common thing because at the end of the day, everybody got to put their arm on. Everybody got to be strong. So we're going to have us a nice
check-in.
Wait, you watch Adventure Time? Check, please. We're going to do us a nice little check-in and see how everybody's doing. So since last week, we went ahead and gave a check to me. Let's give a check to Mr. Drizzle Dre. How you doing?
Man, I'm serene right now. I'm really at a peaceful headspace. Every time I'm over here, just from the energy and the love of the family of the group, it's always a blessing to be over here for sure. But the energy that you had last episode, saying how your mood was like really down and you were on the rockers, I double that this week unexpectedly. A lot of unexpected events happen around just this new moon energy, and like it's growth on, if I'm looking at it on a positive level, but it's just so tragic. I got a passing in the work family, and like it was really unexpected, and I was the one to get the news first because it was basically like a no call, no show. And then everybody was trying to call him, but he wouldn't answer. But I had his number too because me and him was just so close, because he was like one of them old school workers that been there forever, but he just had that energy towards everybody. It was special. And like he classified me to be like his younger brother or something like that. And I called, his sister answered, and then she broke down like some news saying he passed, and I was like, oh man, what? Like that really just hit me. So I was like, man, that's a Monday, I guess.
Oh, so that was the beginning of the week.
It was like ripple effects. And then like I went on a whole mental state. Like it was down.
Well, you had to grieve. At the end of the day, you had your specific relationship with them, and like even though like a lot of people like to think, oh, you can just up and go. No, you got your moments where you have to grieve.
Facts, but I feel like my grieving is so toxic. Like
your habits.
Yes, it's so toxic because last year, like around October when my brother passed, it was like I went to work out. I'm that dude, when I grieve, I gotta move around. I gotta keep busy. So I kept going to work. I told everybody what was happening just so they could be aware of just if my I don't know if my mood just switched automatically. But they was like, why are you here? You need
expecting
to be at
you
home.
To go grieve.
Yes. Yeah. They was encouraging that. They was like, you don't need to be here. And I was just like, no, I do. Y'all just don't understand, but I do. And I feel like that's toxic though. Like
it's about you being aware of your behavioral patterns. If you know that you're going to be in a state, then you're going to do what's best for you. Because obviously the social acceptable part of grieving obviously is telling people like, don't be at work or don't be around, take time to yourself. Now, some people know that, or at least they feel that it's more of a hazard if they are staying still, or maybe even if you couldn't focus like while you were at work, then maybe keep yourself distracted with maybe other people like family or something like that, or friends, close friends, or chosen family.
What would be your grieving process? Like, what do you go through whenever that state just happens?
I would say I feel really weird about mine. Now, I did have toxic traits with mine. Majority of them simply because my body can no longer physically take it. I cannot do it. So what I hate about it is I have to, instead of what's the thing I used to say? Like when I would talk to my cousin and stuff like that, I'd be like, I can't drink mine away and I can't smoke mine away because my body will no longer let me do it. So I'm forced to sit with it. So a lot of times my first part is just simply wanting to be alone and kind of engulf in the darkness. And then sometimes when I realize it's getting, I'm feeling like I'm getting swallowed up a bit too much, or let's say like maybe or a panic attack is about to happen. I have to be preferably around people, because if not, then I'm only in my mind and I'm only reminding myself about the panic attack. I did need the distraction.
Just keeping yourself busy.
Yes. So I definitely agree with you with that portion of sometimes there are some times where you are just at a point where you cannot move, where you have to sit and you have to acknowledge it. But the moment that you feel that you're going to a destructive state of yourself, I definitely wholeheartedly agree with staying busy.
Definitely. So that's that section of just what my week been. That's it. So it's just.
But how are you now?
I'm good, because at the end of the day, it's like it wasn't as close as of my brother, but just to know how close the connection was, you still felt that type of way. And it's where we go to question, we didn't even get to say goodbye. That is a sign of goodbye. So not only did we say it in the physical state, but we both felt that connection of, all right, quote unquote, my brother. Like that's how the exchange would always be. So that was like a final goodbye. And like
I could definitely feel you with that. A lot of times I think about like the way that I have built, I would say, because you know we're real here, like we're honest here. I've built certain walls against me and others, to the point that sometimes if they do, when they, not sometimes, but like oftentimes when somebody I know does pass, I grieve them, but I felt that I put such a distance that I think about it, but I keep moving, if that makes sense. Like when my grandmother passed, it was a mixed feeling, because it's kind of like you kind of knew it was bound and it was going to, because her health kept deteriorating. And also thinking about the relationship that we had, it very unique. I'm gonna say like that. A lot of things are like me and my family. It's very unique, because like coming from like a background of a family that had very, very toxic ways of communication, and verbal abuse, and like I remember one of my biggest things, but it's always been like my biggest hurdles, was like finishing school. And I never left school because of my grades. It was always because I just couldn't afford to pay out of pocket. So I always had to stop. Or like with my first college, like how they made like a mistake on my paperwork and I ended up having to leave, lost my house and all that stuff. And my grandma, in a way, had her controlling tendencies. And one of her ways of control was verbal abuse and what's the word I'm looking for? And belittlement. So I remember one time, it was a couple of years ago, I was talking to her, and I can't remember if it was after I had moved to Houston. And they always hated like the fact that I didn't want to be nearby. I didn't want to be there. And I remember I was talking to her and I was telling her about me getting ready to try to go back to school. And my grandma told me straight up, "You're never going to finish." Like no, that hurt. Like that hurt a lot. And it was just a lot of stuff. But I know it was because in her way, that was the way for her to keep people close. That was like, you might as well just quit and come back home, and we can get you a trailer and put it on our land, and you could just stay nearby. That was her ways of control that my father had also developed, because that's all that he knew. So when she passed, I was still sad because I always knew that it was coming out of a different upbringing, a different lifestyle, a different way of like how her reality was. I tried not to take what she would do and say too personal, but it still hurt. Like I could still acknowledge like my feelings, and I still loved her. But I just knew, like with many people in my family, that there were certain distances that I had to have if I wanted to live the life that I wanted. And when she passed, I was sad and I cried. And yeah, I went to her funeral and stuff and acknowledged and, was there for my grandma. But I almost felt nothing afterwards. It was like, but like I said, it was a mixture of kind of almost feeling like you had already prepared for it because her health was already deteriorating. And then I had a grandfather pass who I had no relationship with. And a lot of people at first would say like, oh, how you feel? Your grandpa passed, you okay? Yeah, I didn't know him. So it's hard for me to feel who I didn't have a connection with. And then like pretty much all 2020, the amount of family we lost was in the double digits from young to old. Like, and I remember the other day I was actually reminiscing about a lot of the people that the people that you primarily grow up with in your developmental years.
Yeah, the immediate family.
Yeah, and who leaves a lasting impression. I lost a couple of them, and a good chunk of them was through like, some either drug related or they were shot and stuff like that. And I had one that was a very large part, and she was murdered. And
what was your feelings different towards those situations?
I still mourned and cried, but it was a mixture because it's like when we parted, we legit parted and kind of went on because in a way we always knew that we led different goals and different lives. So I was talking to my friend the other day, and my cousin had found my Instagram page, and I had went to click on it, and I saw pictures of like other cousins and stuff, and I got sad. But I was sad that they were still there in the same spot, in the same area. Nobody left. Nobody. I'm like, when we were kids, we was talking about getting the hell out of here.
I sound like, I feel like this would be one of them stories where like, I don't know, it's like a black sheep situation.
Yeah. Because I always did feel like I thought differently. I felt differently. I had different interests. I was very vast. I would say my mindset was always knowing that there was more. And I would have a few people who we would always talk about everything that we're going to do when we get the heck about this small ass town that nothing happens in and nothing's here. Like, we got to get the fuck. And then to go back and just see those same people that I grew up with still there. And I just felt sad that like a lot of like that I got out, like I left. I'm still like, expanding and trying to go experience even more, and just to see that they're still there, or just mourning the relationships that were gone by the time I graduated, or the relationships that were severed, or the ones that they passed and stuff. So it's like you go back and you think about that, and it's like sometimes I would think about like people talking about like how they still got like these long friendships with like people from school and stuff like that. And I'm like, fuck no. I didn't really fuck with a lot of people in school anyway. But still, I was like, wow. But I said it. Like, if I could have put that shit in my yearbook photo, you will never see me again. And I've lived up to that shit. But yeah, every time when I think about like certain mornings and stuff, I think even before I hit 10, I had already developed, I guess in a way, as a protective shield, but this understood distance with people. And it could just be like just simply from like a development of a child's trust being severed so early, knowing that at any given moment, your relationship with a person, because at the end of the day, your first examples are your parents. And for half of my life, I was hidden from my birth father. And then once he finally got me, my mom was in jail for the rest of it. So it's kind of like the first examples showed me prepare for or expect the inevitable of losing someone. So I think in a way I probably have developed this.
It's like you embrace yourself before the embrace actually happens.
Yeah. So it's like when it happens, it's like, well, I know it's inevitable. I'm still going to feel the pain because I'm human. I still got to go through those emotions because at the end of the day, I am a human being. But it's not like I can sit there and be like, oh, it's not, like it wasn't coming. Like for the few relationships I've had, when they ended, I wasn't like, oh my God, why you did this to me? Like, I was like, I remember when I found out the stuff like about my ex, or like when I stopped the relationship with a previous ex, I was just like, whoop, there it is. I was waiting for it. Like, there you go. But I knew I was gonna have to go through those emotions. I expected it. It wasn't like a I can't believe this has happened to me, or oh my God. I was what more do you want from me? No, I was never surprised, because when I wouldn't hear from my mom in like 2-3 years, that didn't do nothing. And sometimes, like when I go back and I think, I don't even know if we would ever, because but I look at like my little sister and my dad's relationship. They have more of a daddy-daughter relationship, but he was able to, like, be there for like a good majority of like her life, even though my dad still has like, kind of the same little quiet understanding thing with her that he also has with me. But I feel like theirs is even just a few inches, smidges closer than mine, because it's kind of like they showed up on Christmas Day and was like, you come and live with us now. I'm like, okay. Say, okay. Oh boy, about my siblings over here, it was like, no, we just coming for you. So that was another lesson of I never, at an early age, I never stayed still. Like my mom and her boyfriend, we would move so much, like we were freaking army brats. We moved so much. I learned at an early age to expect your friendships to end. It was hard for me to keep friends because I was always moving. As soon as I made a friend, we gotta move. Made another friend, we gotta move. Made another friend, gotta move. So my development with like long-standing friendships were.
So shout out to the hyenas. Why the hyenas?
What do you mean?
Exactly how you feel like when you say, just speaking on friendship.
Yeah.
It's like you knew they were temporary, but now you in like a whole free space.
You know what?
Why the hyenas?
You know what? I think it's not necessarily that I learned that people were temporary. I just expected to know, or I learned at a very early age, that things can end and not to be bitter once they go, because I was always taught that. I was shown that like, relationships will end, or they can end, because, people lead different lives, different paths. Because even when I got to college and I met Kashana and Andrew and Nicole and Dylan, they are the longest standing friends I've ever had, because and it took a while. Like I saw a reflection of myself within them, and also a loyalty within them that I also had. So it's like, in a way, even though from a distance, I know that there's still like a love there, but I also understood, like, if we had to, expand and part ways, I still understood that. But there's a reason why I still have Kashana, Dylan, Adrian. Like, so those, and then once I met you guys gave a different type of safe space. It was the honesty, because I don't fuck with fake. It's the honesty from the hyenas for me. It's the shared humorism. Like, it's very hard for me to find people that got like the same humor as I do. It's very, very hard because I'm a bit dark. I like dark humor. And just genuinely, honestly, and what y'all gave me that I didn't feel was fed from a lot of groups was the 2020. Sorry, I had a little synchronicity when I had that thought. You guys encourage creativity, and that is very important to me. Y'all are encouraging. Anytime any one of us has an idea, we build it up. Nobody shoots it down. Nobody talks about, oh, this could. Well, you know what? Yeah. So never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Nobody. We all like, if one of us comes up with an idea, we're like, okay, well, you could do this and you could do that. It's the encouragement. It's the chosen family for me, as well as the loyalty. And I think that's what it was, to show me that in another chapter in my life, because pretty much after college, I've always kept my circle very small, but pretty much after college, it was even smaller than what it is now. So to be blessed to, in like less than a year during pandemic time, to be introduced to another set of friends who did make me feel like I have to put up a front, which is another blessing of like meeting the extrovert that is Trey. But it's kind of like I got to meet other introverts, and I was like, yeah. So I think that's what it was about the hyenas. It's the building that I appreciate.
Facts.
All facts. No cap.
Oh shit.
Bars. Bars.
Damn, my bad, Queens and Kings. I ain't say oh schmack.
We grown.
That's my word though. I feel like that's my slogan. I'm gonna make a shirt saying that. Oh, schmack.
We grown, but I know, like, for me, I've been feeling like super burnt out. But I think it's just because I just wanted to feed that like nonchalant side, because your girl has been binging her manga and her anime. I've been on that, like.
See, you got it better than us tourists. We don't. We I haven't watched the anime since I don't even know.
And I thought you said you started X or something.
That was back then.
Well, you can't say Taurus, because remember, Taurus is in my chart. And Aaliyah is a Taurus, and she watched hers. Remember, she been binging Black Clover.
She got time now. We got the time. It's the time for me.
I haven't had a lot of time. Like, man, last night I was up till like 4.
Hell no.
Because I was reading. I started reading this comic on Webtoon, and I caught up with all my manga. And I started the anime off the Funimation. You probably, well, if you haven't been on there, I don't know if you noticed it. I started the Duke of Death.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me.
I hate the fact that Funimation don't give me no
multiple
accounts.
Yeah.
And I be like, who is watching this?
Yeah. My cousin was the same way. He was like, Drew, you watch this? I was like, I know you don't. All you watch, like, literally, when you would go on my cousin stuff, you would literally only see Fairy Tail.
Hey.
And Dragon Ball Super.
Shout out to Fairy Tail.
That is all he watches. That's it. My cousin doesn't watch nothing
He's a
else.
Shonen
well, he didn't
That's
start
a whole branch.
He didn't start anime, literally, besides like, Sailor Moon and stuff.
Okay.
But he didn't start anime until 2014, 15. And his ex, because me and her watched anime all the time, she got him on it, and the only thing she could get him on was Fairy Tail. And he fell for it, and he loves it. That's literally true. That's all he watches. And then he went to Dragon Ball Super, and that's all he watches. And I'm just sitting there like, Dylan, start Demon Slayer. No. Dylan, One Piece. No. Naruto. No. Like, that's all he wants to watch. So I tried to get him on something similar to Fairy Tail. So I've been trying to find, like, I think, what's it called? Magi. Maggie. I tried to find him that.
Maggie and
Is it Maggie?
What?
I tried to get him on that. So, but he likes what he likes. So literally every time you would go in, you would see all the shows I would watch. I would go to like the old Dragon Ball and a bunch of like different types of anime, and then he would go and just have those two. So, but yeah, I do hate that they don't let you have multiple profiles. Crunchyroll don't let you do that either.
Me and Crunchyroll or like a disloyal couple.
Why?
Because I don't like their categories.
Well, the golden thing about Crunchyroll is like their originals. A lot of the original stuff they have be good, or they just some stuff that they get to have that Funimation don't. So it's just like pick and choose. But yeah, I've been reading a lot of stuff because I just haven't felt like I had a lot of time since I went back full time. So shit, I was trying to binge as much as I could.
Let's go. If I'm gonna try to get to a couple. Where we at over there?
25.
All right. So check this out, Queens and Kings. While we step into the next transition of music commentary, part 1. Today's episode is featuring the one and only, once again, leading from, as I said, part 1.
Another one.
You feel me?
Now that's what I call music.
This is Tyler the Creator's She featuring Frank Ocean. So I chose this track because with the last episode, it was New Tyler, and the series right now is called The Evolution of Tyler the Creator. That was New Tyler. This is Old Tyler. I chose this song because it released
10 years ago.
10 years ago, facts, like a whole decade. And in May 10th, a day before my birthday.
2011, right?
Yes. And the first time I heard this song was like, who is Frank Ocean? I've never heard of this brother before.
Yeah.
His music, is it analogies? The way he sings is not like straight lyrics. He's coming up with
he has a good wordplay.
That
I loved when I actually heard him rap. That was
I never knew that was him.
Really?
I when I first, because I never seen the video. Before seeing the video and then you see him reciting his lyrics, it was always the audio form. And I was like, who is this?
You know what's so weird? It's like when you first hear his voice, but then you see him, he looks like anybody you could pass on the street. He really do. Like, if he doesn't like, color his hair and stuff like that, like, make himself stand out. If he just being like chill, like somebody could just bump into him and be like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then he just come up to him.
Like, hold on, you that say dog, let me get a picture, man. Come here.
Man, I can't. Like, come back over. Where you hiding? Where you going?
Nah, but that's what today's episode is going to be based around. So before we dive into this next transition, if you would like to go listen to this song on Spotify, on our... Oh, facts. I was like, oh, damn, we ain't ran out of time.
That's what you be doing.
But nah, for sure, Queens and Kings, go over to our Spotify, check this episode out along featuring the track itself, and it'll be just a whole fluent episode over there. And if you are part of our YouTube fan base, go over, and I think I can add a link to the track under the description, right?
You should.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna do that. Y'all can listen to the song, check it out, and then come back over and listen to us express ourselves over these lyrics.
See you next time.
What up, Queens and Kings? Y'all already know what's going down. This is your boy, the Black Gandalf, and we are coming back from that track choice, She, with Tyler, the Creator, featuring Frank Ocean. I gotta say firsthand, I chose this track just because this is literally old Tyler to me, from the meaning and the backstory of his direction, stepping into the music industry, as we dove into like in the first part of the series. But like, this song alone was major cancelization in today's test of times.
I feel like it was just a youthful. That if anything, this video definitely shows you the shock factor and the marketing that he was doing for Odd Future of that time.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2011. It was around the time of Loiter Squad. It was around the time of Odd Future really scratching the surface. And I would say it was very on brand for that time.
I think also what was great about it was how you said back then, this was your expression of, oh shit, there's somebody out there that like really resembles me.
Yeah.
And
I like disturbing shit like that.
Facts. It's like for people to be like, why you wear black so much? And then try to label me as something. And I'm like, okay, now look, it was. Then Tyler come out now. It's an impact. It's an impact like Lil Nas X getting right now. Lil Nas X is making
being the representative for
like
LGBT. Yeah.
Facts. But this track also is special because it came out the day before my birthday, May 10th. And it was also my first introduction to who will be featured in, I want to say, a couple of episodes down the road, really, really soon, just because I like to jam them during the fall season. But Frank Ocean, this was my first time hearing his rap style.
Hold on. So I was gonna ask you, what was your first Frank Ocean song? So was she your first Frank Ocean?
No, she wasn't it was my first song hearing him rap on. And really acknowledging the fact of,
he got bars.
Oh shit, who is this? Like it was along the line of his storytelling.
Yeah.
But until I actually seen the music video, I was like, oh shit, that's Frank. I thought it was Tyler at first because
dead ass. You couldn't even tell the difference from the voice.
No, I was like, oh shit. I was like, Tyler hitting me with different bars, and the next thing you know, dude started to sing, and I was
Tyler.
like,
this ain't Tyler.
I was like, no, that sounds like Frank. And then I was like, oh, no, I changed. I was like, oh, Frank on this song too. But then to find out that was him rapping and then transition to singing, I was like, let's go.
Because a lot of people didn't know that he can. I remember like when I heard him like really spit, I was like, okay, I fuck with. I see that you prefer to sing, but my dude, you got it. Man.
And like we was talking about earlier during the intermission. I don't be saying that shit right all the time. Intermission. There we go. Y'all feel me? Look, we all not perfect, but it's the fact of his wordplay, his philosophies, as well as his analogies.
Love it. It's like Shakespeare.
Man, come on now. I'm talking about Mozart to the goddamn mural, but behind the words.
What if he had like a chain that looked like a quill?
I fuck with that. I might want one myself.
You want a chain that look like a quill?
Hell yeah.
You know what a quill is?
I might not know. I might be agreeing with it like I do.
What you think a quill is?
I won't even do myself like that.
No, for real though. What you thought it was?
I don't know. Something.
Remember how they used to have to write back then with a feather?
Oh. Man. Thanks.
Oh, God.
I get that.
I can't. Nah, I feel you with that. So what's your favorite Frank song?
Ooh.
You already know mine. I already say mine all the time.
Yeah, you said Novocaine.
I like Novocaine.
Novocaine is like, that was one of his mainstream songs whenever everybody first found out he could sing along, aside from Think About You. And Think About You is definitely not my favorite song.
No. It is a good mainstream song. It is a good song.
A good one, but I'm
not gonna take away from Channel Orange. Like Channel Orange was classic.
See, with me and Frank, as soon as I started, like in the beginning phase of when he's getting that notoriety and me learning who he is, I legitimately went back to his mixtapes. And I want to say one of my favorite songs just come off of there. It's called Dust. And that's him resembling the art of poetry, the art of writing, and how words don't last forever, and it's basically like you can get into a mind block phase, and it was the analogies and metaphors that he hit that just made me say, yes, this is my favorite artist. Like for him to come out as well as come out like as like a part of the
LGBT.
I don't want to say he, because that's like a whole branch off itself. I want to say he just came out as just being gay.
He was just himself, yeah.
Yeah, so it was just that. So it was
it gay or bi?
I say bi because I really stood for him on that, and I would be one of the soldiers to be out there and like really fight for his name whenever somebody would either judge him. I was like, no, like he didn't legitimately say he was gay. Like he's
First of all, sexual fluidity. Wait, what child just gave me? He said sexual. He's like sexuality is a spectrum. Stop being weird. From what's it called? Atlanta.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Facts. He did
and he was
say
that
like
on sexuality is a spectrum, which it is.
I was like, I heard that before, and then you said stop being weird, and I was like, oh, that's what the other man said.
Yeah, from the show. Yeah.
Facts.
Shit was funny, but because I remember who was representing LGBT in Odd Future, it was him and Sid.
Yeah, it was. I never heard Sid
from the internet. Because I believe her and Taco brother and sister. I didn't know
she was a part of Odd Future until I heard her own band, and then going back, I was like, oh shit, that's old girl from that other group. And
the internet, yeah. Because I saw them, to at least for me, introduced by Tyler, and then I went looked them up, and I was like, oh, I fucked with them. They got like a nice vibe going on. So, but yes, they were a part of Odd Future, and I believe like they were, or if not a part, like a full part of it, they were like a kind of extension. And I don't know if I'm remembering right, but I thought her and Taco were related.
I think so. I could see the resemblance. I could definitely see the resemblance. Like you said, I remember somebody mentioning like they had a sibling in there like once upon a time ago.
I think it was Taco. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Taco and Sid are siblings. Hold on, let me see.
Look, y'all, we got facts for y'all. We got our laptops here and everything. I'm gonna take a picture actually like way before the show start once upon a time and like show y'all our little setup. Like this was a hard build up for sure. But yeah, that's Dust, y'all go ahead and check it out on like it's not on Spotify for sure because it's a mixtape, but go on YouTube and check out Dust.
Older sister of Taco.
Older.
She don't look it, nah.
So I started falling asleep to the first couple of episodes of Lord of Squad season 1.
Mm-hmm. And, you started watching it?
Yeah.
Did you watch Emotional?
No.
You ain't see that skit?
I watched the pilot, and now I'm on the first episode.
So what's all the skits you saw?
Dark Brother Punch Taco with like bread like right by.
Oh, okay, I know that one.
Yeah, that was.
I thought you would see like the emotional one yet, or that's probably later on.
So I would fall asleep too, and that's what I do now. Like I go back and watch old school shows and just fall asleep to them.
It's gonna be nice to see him in the new Jackass.
Facts.
Because they are an extension of Dick House.
Definitely.
If y'all don't know, Dick House is the production company.
You feel me?
That's represented that shit. Nah, but
what was your impression of Frank? Well, you said Novocaine.
Yeah, Novocaine's my favorite. Now, when it comes to She, especially when it came to obviously to me when you hear the song, well, lyrics, to me it was just something soothing to have in the background. But when I finally saw the visuals, I was like, I fucks with this creepy ass shit.
But the visuals literally stood on what the words were mixing into. And it's like how we finished watching the video. We was like, yeah, that's really on some real stalker
like shit, yeah. And like having like the upside down cross, the blacked out eyes, which he's had in multiple videos.
Man, come on. He was making a real standpoint. What's funny about him like not really basing himself on a religion? Guess where Tyler was featured on a recent album?
Yay?
Tyler was on Donda, but he wasn't on there.
Wait, I'm confused. What you mean he was on there, but he's not on there?
So apparently, going in the outside hip hop news, Donda dropped. There were a track list of people that were supposed to be on there along the line of Chris Brown, Soulja Boy,
Soldier Boy.
Tyler the Creator.
Okay.
And I believe a couple of other people. I just can't come across the names right now, but they weren't on that album when the album dropped. So
why?
I don't know. That's
Ye still on this Christian rap stuff.
Yeah, and they were all on there for that, and everybody that he had featured on there were like speaking on a testimony level. Like it was. That's where I would compare the album to be a testimony album, and yeah, Tyler was featured on there, but he wasn't on there, so he was one of the artists that just, I guess, didn't make the cut as soon as it dropped. But going back to old Tyler, seeing how he was so
attention seeking,
atheist, but not atheist.
He was doing all that shit for attention.
Exactly. That's along the line of
I
just.
could see him be more spiritual, if anything. I feel like
I wasn't giving him a set label. I was just like saying how he gave off that impression of, if anybody on a religious standpoint would see him, they'd be like, oh, he don't believe in this, and that's their quick standpoint. But from us, we know how the spiritual work. We know how we believe in like the lines of our zodiac signs and affirmations and things of that nature.
We're more open.
Yeah. And
I mean, I can say honestly, so long as like I can have a conversation with a Satanist. I have. Like
my pops did too.
They're people. At the end of the day, like people can have like their own beliefs and stuff. Like you don't have to belittle. There's a lot to learn from people who are just simply opposite than you. People just got to know to respect boundaries and not feel like they have to like shove stuff like down people's throat. But you know, some people are open-minded. Some people are sadly not. So, but I think I just never. I don't know. I guess I never took it seriously when Tyler and them came out. I honestly just found it funny. I was like, this is funny as hell because I know it was a attention thing. I know that it was like a shock factor type thing. It got you talking.
Facts.
Y'all talk so much that y'all banned Po Baby from a whole country. Like, come on. Like, it was ridiculous. But the one thing you cannot knock is that he got your attention and he kept it.
Dead ass. So like with this track, it says on the about section coming off of genius.com where all our sources will be found, says she is the fourth track off Tyler's second studio album, Goblin. The song focuses on a man's intense lust for a woman he watches sleep and stalks. So while the song features soft melodies from Frank Ocean, which it rocks, you feel me? It harshly contrasted.
Contrast. Wait, what the heck? Excuse me, y'all. What the? Hold on. And it won't turn off though. Not that it won't turn off. Hold on.
That is not a paid advertisement.
No.
The vibes.
Microsoft being rude.
You feel me?
They say you don't hear my advertisement. No, I will not. Okay, I'm so sorry. Proceed.
Big facts. So
but you were trying to say contrast, right?
That part, contrast. Damn. Excuse my misguidance of words. But by Tyler's graphic lyrics,
definitely on brand,
which centers around themes of rape and necrophilia. That
shock
part.
Factors.
You feel me?
Keeping your attention, got you like, is he serious? But you know what? You know who I can free, even though I know he like said like in the beginning he didn't like to be compared to those that especially people that he had like no reference to from like that interview when they would try to compare him to like Woo and like people of like you know Shock Factor
because
in the 90s.
He said
it's like you're comparing me to people I don't
it's
know.
normal to hear about you shooting somebody, you fucking this person, you making this money for this chain,
right. But to talk about taboo things, it's something that gets people thrown off. But you know what's so funny? It's not like it's a brand new thing. The thing about it, it's a ingredient that was used before. He's just now bringing it into the hip hop realm. Because if I think about it, I've heard a lot of metal songs that touch on those same subjects. Satanism, necrophilia, the taboo topics. But you know what? If we really want to take it back, a very iconic band, especially in the psychedelic time, that would touch on like random taboo stuff, especially about that time.
Who that?
Jimi Hendrix, The Doors. And I don't know if you ever heard of The Doors, but they had the lead singer Jim Morrison, and
I think I do remember my pops stating how Jimmy was like.
My favorite song is Voodoo Child. My dad has this favorite song by Jimi Hendrix, where the song is literally about him plotting, getting ready to go shoot a man down. Oh, shit. D'Angelo, the iconic R&B singer, has a song called Shit Damn Motherfucker. And the entire song is about him catching his wife cheating on him with his best friend, and how he was about to go get his knife and fuck y'all up. So to try to just put it like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this little black boy is talking about stuff like that. Jimi Hendrix did it. D'Angelo has done it. And now you have, and then like you said, you got The Doors. I remember I watched the biopic. Now, do I know
Jimi Hendrix?
No, of The Doors. Because Jim Morrison was one of those people that's part of, that list that they got called the 27 Club. And he was very eccentric. Very eccentric. He also was a poet, and I believe they asked him to become the singer, which he was originally very shy to sing in public. And there was this one scene in the movie. Now, I don't know if this is a legitimate song. It might have been, but legitimately the song and the lyrics that he was performing was about him killing his dad and going fuck his mom. And this was in the fucking 70s.
God damn, they were wrong.
So, like, talking about taboo stuff is not new. It's just a lot of people who don't want to do the research or want to be exposed to that type of stuff just wants to be like, nobody talks about that bullshit. How many commentaries in between Wu-Tang fucking songs where they just be talking about all types of obscene shit?
All the time.
All the fucking time. And they was just saying off the wall shit, right?
I would like to compare that part to these shows now. You got Family Guy, you got
love it.
You got
American Dad.
But a show that I feel like don't get as much acknowledgement. There we go.
South Park don't give
is
a fuck.
So much dark humor.
So much, I love it.
And it's a whole fan base. That's literally what I would compare me and my brother to when it come down to our jokes.
It came down in the 90s, right?
Yeah, at an early.
What's your photo? Off the bat, what is your favorite? I got two of them that comes in my mind. What are like one or two iconic South Park jokes that come to mind?
I wouldn't know any iconic ones, but I know personal ones from Scout Malcolmson having lifts and diabetes. So I would laugh hell whenever I hear that shit now, just because I laugh at my own symptoms. I laugh at my own diabetes. Yeah. Because like I joke about it.
Yeah, I laugh about my blindness.
You feel me?
I mean, but I feel like that's the type of stuff that taught you to find humor in anything.
It do, but you still had those soft spot folk out there that really take offense to it. But is it wrong to, I guess, not feel away if you still got it? Like if you got the same symptoms as I got, is it still wrong for me to feel away that you feel away about yours?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's your reality, and if in your reality you can find a joke about it, and I feel like the time and place. Like you could probably sit there and clown yourself with yours, but you're not about to just go up to somebody. Yeah, I'm not about theirs
exactly.
Like because I know it might be sensitive for you, a sensitive topic for you, but for me and my inner circle, like I'm gonna keep that solely for myself.
Exactly.
But like two of my favorite ones is the one where they're in like, and one of my favorite content creators actually just did a video to it, and she was like, she was like, fuck, He was like, how would you like to see the school counselor? How would you like to suck my balls? Like, what did you say? Oh, I'm sorry. What I said is, how would you like to suck my balls, Mr. Garrison?
That was off the damn movie. That was probably... So my brother, before me becoming a South Park, like...
Was that the one with the devil?
Yeah, that was the South Park movie.
The movie.
And he been on South Park way before me and my pops.
I've been knowing South Park all my life. I don't know a time that I wasn't watching South Park. I remember, my friend had I was going watch Her Girls, and she had to go catch the bus, and I literally was like parking. So she locked the door, and I was coming back up to her and get to the apartment. And at the time, they didn't have internet. So Lo had learned how to use the PlayStation and how to use the DVD set. I didn't know that I left the South Park DVD set in there. So I'm sitting there, I'm just being all nice and calm, and I'm like, all right, coming inside, gonna go watch it. And I heard Butters, and I was like, oh shit, no. Because mind y'all, like they were like 4 and 5. I was like, oh shit. Y'all not ready for this. Not yet. So, but I don't know. I'm just weird about that. But the other one that I liked was the when Carmen was smacking that monkey in the tree, and he was like, that's a bad Mr. Sloth, or that's a bad Mr. Kitty. Respect my authority.
I remember that line, but I don't remember him smacking the cat being involved.
I don't think it was a cat. I think it was a monkey. I can't remember. They were like in the rain.
Monkey.
They were like in a rainforest, and he was like, Carmen is. Oh, remember when they killed off Chef?
No.
You don't remember when they killed off Chef?
I wasn't watching the episodes like that. I got specific, like, special episodes that just I remember. Like, I wasn't the heavy, like American Dad. I wasn't on that like that.
Man, Roger's the best character off that damn show. Roger is just the best. I can't explain that like, it's just good.
Like we was talking about with Odd Future earlier, and for Frank to be like one of my, I guess, favorite members just coming out the group. Mm-hmm. This was one of my favorite combination songs between him and Tyler.
Let's see that. It was a great introduction too, but I would definitely say out of Odd Future, I gravitated more so towards Tyler.
He's the lead of the pack.
He just has this aura about him.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have more about the about section, or that was the end
that'd
of it?
Be it. That's it for the about section.
Oh, that was short.
Facts.
That was a short one.
We extended on it as much. For sure. But on this next section, when we come back with you on
the
commentary part 2, we'll dive into the lyrics as well as the closeout Queens and Kings.
All right, Kings and Queens, you have now made it to our first portion of the commentary of this wonderfully iconic, dark, frilly, dreadful song.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
That spoke to my very dark little heart as a kid. Let me stop. We're going to get to the commentary section. You already know we're going to get to the breakdown of these lyrics and about how it speaks to us. But I feel like it's very self-explanatory. Like my co-host had pointed out, it's pretty much storytelling.
Yeah, it's a story. So
you can just simply follow it.
Follow through the story and pretty go much based off of what we hear.
It'd be some shit and you know what? This is actually perfect. I like how we're doing this it's like Halloween season. My favorite holiday
coming soon.
Is
right around the
coming
corner.
out. That is my favorite holiday. If y'all don't know, even though at a portion of my life it was a suppressed holiday because my dad and them did not celebrate it. They thought it was of the devil and stuff.
That's the majority folk out here do. But
yeah,
man,
but when my mom had custody of me, like, we always celebrated Halloween. Halloween was always my favorite. A lot of major memories I have is around Halloween, and I love the Halloween specials. Like, come on, they're the best. What's it called? Scary Godmother? That's my shit. But
I was about to say
Nightmare on Christmas.
No. I feel like that's like that could be a Halloween movie, but I still classify that to be like a Christmas movie.
But because of the way that they meshed it, you can watch it either or.
Facts. But I mean, you do have Dark Christmas out there, which I love as well. So
Dark Christmas?
Yeah, it's dark Christmas movies out there.
Hell yeah, Krampus and what's that one? Jack Frost, where that snowman's like killing people or something.
That's what it was
called. Jack Frost.
Yeah, that's what it was called.
Oh, okay. Frost. Yeah, like they got a lot of dark stuff. But you know, actually, a fun fact before we like get into it. Do you know like some people would classify like even like ghost stories because even though they say like it's holiday cheer and stuff like that, there was still some Halloween energy in Christmas back in the day. Because there's a lot of ghost stories. Let's think about it. Why the hell do we gotta keep watching or how the hell they came up with the Christmas Carol? It's a ghost story.
Yeah,
Scrooge.
True.
And if you pay attention to one of the songs, I remember one year sometimes I have this moment where I just listen to lyrics.
I guess because it's chilling around that time of
it's still season. Fall.
Yeah.
It's still fall. It's still pretty dark.
I always say the holidays start in October. But aside from my mama, she be like, it's Christmas in July. That's just because Hallmark got their little Christmas programs in July. You feel me? I'm just saying. I'm like, no, holidays start in October.
Nah, and to me, honestly, y'all, I prefer Halloween. I like creepy stuff. So, shoot, that's when my cat, she can flaunt because I got an all black cat. I'll be like, bitch, it's your season. Come on, Bane. Come show 'em what you bout, girl. Come perch yourself. Meow. Yes, Halloween is my favorite. But there's this song. I remember I was just listening to it one day, and it was like it was like it's the most wonderful time of the year. Well, in the lyrics, towards the middle, he says, we'll hear lots of ghost stories and something. I was like, y'all listening to ghost stories? But I looked it up.
Said that in the lyrics?
Dead ass. What? But I went ahead and I looked it up, and apparently back in the day, where how they have it so jolly and stuff right now, they actually damn near had like some Halloween energy in Christmas back in the day. But then I was looking at it, I was like, that freaking makes sense. Why the hell else do we constantly watch the Christmas Carol? And there's so many different versions of it. Every cartoon, every network that hosts cartoons has a version of the Christmas Carol. Literally.
They do.
So it's just, I don't know. And so, but anyway, going back to what we was doing, y'all. I'm sorry, we had a little.
Check this storytelling out.
The storytelling, it's very straightforward. Pretty much think of it like y'all getting like a nice creepy bedtime story for your evening. For your evening, we go kick off Halloween just right.
So check this out. I want to say Frank Ocean goes off to say, we're gonna finish the whole verse through. Golden rubbers in these denim pockets.
Magnum.
On my waist there's a black clock. New girl moved on the block. She been plotting on my brown cop.
Ooh.
Last night I slept over hers. That's real quick. Like during sex, I overheard a sword sliced the air. I pulled out the 9-9. Like, hold on, bro. Like, where the sword coming from?
What the hell is that?
Yeah, blood on. Wait, hold on. Rolled off the bed, then shot back. Pop, pop. Blood on the sheets. Blood spilling. Probably spilling from my gas. Looked out the glass. Seen him sprinting on the grass. A real ninja with the blade and the mask. Like, where this nigga at, man? Like, had them gold ninja stars and red supreme nunchucks. Now she trying to patch me up, but girl, I was just trying to get a nut bust. If that's your ex, then you should probably own a pistol. But I'm guessing it's wiser to exit with dude. So,
old boy was trying to bust a nut and got his ass sliced. That's what the fuck that sounds
that
like.
means the relationship between her and her previous wasn't really over yet.
But it's so funny. No, that's his assumption. His assumption is that he thinks it's an ex.
She ain't denied.
She didn't deny it, but it's like at the same time, if it was an ex, then she would have been like, "Oh my God, my ex." But she probably didn't even know. So that goes to that stalker shit.
And a ninja outfit,
blacked out,
blade with a blade and a mask. Like, My nigga came to cut this nigga.
He probably saw that, like, yo, you trying to do this, like, no, you're mine, in like that obsessive, stalky type of way. Now, if she's not anticipating somebody looking in her window, and you ain't anticipating nothing, the only person that know that they about to get got is the stalker. Like, shit, she don't know just as much as he don't.
Damn, that remind me of like Friday the 13th. Whenever Jason, I feel like Jason always going towards those those easy killings. Whenever people fucking in the campsite, like every time, like I feel like he just got animosity between somebody trying to get some. Like,
there's a lot. Hold on, because I'm trying to like plug in my laptop because my shit dying. Hold on. Because now that we're talking about slasher films, my favorites. You know what? It's
that's
so
the whole
interesting.
premise behind that whole side of the story. Like,
it's so interesting that you bring that up because that is something that I called out all the time in a lot of slasher films. I was like, why do you always want to kill somebody when they fucking?
For real, man.
Like you give us like a little bit of like play of like people fucking,
like mid-stroke. Next thing you know, you just get their head cut
off or chopped while they like when you still inside the bitch and you getting like stabbed and shit. Like, who came up with that? Like a funny
like,
one.
Kill them while they fucking. You're like, what,
bro?
Keep it in the movie too. Like, okay, well.
It'd be so random. Like, and I never understood that. But low key, it kind of feels like he was trying to pull. He was trying to pull freaking what you call him? It like he was trying to pull a freaking slasher film on his ass. He was like, I'm gonna get you midnight. I'm gonna kill you for trying to be inside what's mine, which she's just as lost. She don't know what the hell going on.
Then it's late at night, dark as shit.
You can't see shit.
But like, I want to transition over to the chorus because this will extend to this first verse. He said, "The blinds wide open so he can see you in the dark when you sleeping." Mm-hmm. So like, pause right there. Why your blinds wide open? You must have real trustworthy tendencies in your neighborhood to have your blinds open while you sleep.
I can't be mad about that because I did have this habit of keeping my blinds open.
Was it to just see the sunrise?
Fuck no, I hate seeing the sunrise.
Had a clear view.
Fuck no. I just I don't know.
Without the thought of anity like this, like realistic scenario coming through, like
I never thought somebody would care enough to do that. So my first
weird folk out here.
Yeah, that's facts. Okay. My first apartment, I was on ground floor and I wasn't facing nobody. Like it faced the road. So like I felt like there was nobody to peek in. Like my bedroom blinds was like higher than my bed. So
that's reasonable.
So nobody can see. But I would have like,
unless they put in that effort to go on milk crates and be like,
yeah, like, oh, what you got up in there? But like it's like, nigga, then you must really want to see something. But I would have my living room blinds open. And like most of the family know I don't like clothes. But nobody was like, who is chilling outside of my fucking the driveway? So I never would see nobody. So I never cared.
That's like you getting shot. You getting shot off the rip because my property, if I just catch a random nigga like Michael Myers standing right there in my grass, but just looking at me through the window like,
I'm gonna shoot you. But no, like where I was nowhere for nobody to stand, or like there's no reason for somebody to be there. My place legit faced the gate that separated me from the other apartments that were faced the entirely opposite way. So I had no problems with leaving my blinds open. And then when I moved out here, I was on the third fucking floor and I was like a big distance from the other building. Yeah. And I'm like, nigga, if you trying to look up in here, then you use the binoculars. So I don't care. And then my other apartment, after that, again, I was ground floor. It was an awkward little space, but I wouldn't leave my blinds open neither. So, I mean, I would leave my blinds open, but I wouldn't really be doing nothing. So It was honestly, I wasn't even aware of like people having a problem with it until like some dudes would come over and they'd be like, "Oh, you got your blinds open. Why the fuck you worried if I got my blinds open? Like what's wrong with me having my blinds
like
open?"
Looking at that angle from the third floor, though, it's basically like all you seeing is the blinds open, and that's it. Like,
and you might see a blur of somebody walking through, but you can't really see shit.
You in the clear if you're on the
and my
third
balcony
floor.
was like blocked off. It wasn't like how our balcony is, how it's open.
Yeah,
it was closed.
And
I used to dead ass go out on my balcony like with nothing on or with like just underwear, and nobody can see. I'm short as fuck. Literally, when I stand up, it like cuts off right here. You couldn't see shit. So if you really trying that hard to look, then my nigga, you using binoculars and you earn that prize because you trying hard. So
like Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan looking at old girl in the building on Rush Hour 2. He was like, "Oh, it look like Snoopy." He's like, "I like Snoopy." Like, nigga, I like Snoopy too, nigga.
Like, nah, like you trying real hard, but nah, I guess I can get that. I can get why some people leave their blinds open. Now, this is where I would not leave my blinds open. I don't like the way Texas has their houses. And I think that was another reason why I didn't have a problem with having my blinds open. Back home, everybody's house legit sits on acres.
Mm-hmm.
You are acres away from your neighbors. Nobody could just look in your house. In freaking Texas, you open your freaking blinds, you looking right into your neighbor's blind. I hate that. I really hate that about Texas. I hate how close the freaking homes are.
God
so
damn.
with that reason, I will not leave my curtains open.
In the morning,
you like,
oh, your shit, be like,
and look, hey neighbor.
Like, oh hell no, I feel like stupid.
I hate that shit. Like, my ex had a house in Katy, and I remember I went to the very top floor. He had like this little bay area where you could like sit. And literally I sat and I looked, and you can look dead ass right in the neighbor's yard. You can see the pool, the kids' little swing set. You can look into their blinds, and they had their shit open. I hated that shit. When we go to like Trey and them, to Trey mama house, I remember one time I was on the phone with my mama, and I was in the guest room, and I opened the blinds, and it was right next door to the neighbor's blinds. And I was like, fuck this. Like, I don't like that. So to me, that's when you don't leave your blinds open, because it's just too close for fucking comfort. Back home, man, you can sit on your porch. Can't nobody see you. Like, I don't know.
I take that. I want a house where y'all gotta literally
drive up
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Get to my spot.
That's what I'd like.
Make you think twice before you come here.
I gotta see you driving up. And be like Kermit the Frog off of Family Guy. You know which way town is? Yeah, it's back the way you came.
But look, y'all, to finish off the chorus where we'll repeat it. We won't repeat it, but it'll repeat itself throughout the song by like 3 times at least.
Right.
But he goes on to say, naked body, fresh out the shower. You know, you gotta stay clean, fresh and so clean. And you touch yourself after hours. Now, we not keeping our blinds open for that one. I know we not. We gotta at least.
No, but they got some people that got that kink.
Sense of privacy. Well, if you doing that, then you got a whole purpose behind that. Then, like, you legitly just want somebody to see, like, oh shit, they go to neighbor hive, and then still continue to do what you do.
Doing what you doing.
Hell nah.
And you gotta keep doing what you doing. But you do got some of those people that do feel like they want to catch something. I did have, because the few times I wouldn't leave my blinds open. That's on the first floor,
people.
I wouldn't have my blinds open a lot for my last first floor apartment. But one of the neighbors, he saw that I had a pole. And he was staying outside a little too often. But I was like, that's cute, because I'm not about to give you a free show. So I would be like, all right, pole dancing time.
Just
shoot. Close the blind. I used to be petty too. I would like show that I'm getting the pole ready, and then have like the shoes, and I'd be like, doo, 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 and then close the blind. Oh shit.
Oh man, but look, he goes on to say, ain't no man allowed in your bedroom. You're sleeping alone in your bed, but check your window. He's at your window.
Check your window.
Nah, that's intentions.
That creeping at your window.
Ah, Gator Doop. Yeah, y'all. Shout out to goddamn Stumpy, y'all. You know, then you know.
That clickbait ass movie.
So look, let's hop over to verse 2 where we discuss Tyler's verse. He goes on. You want to take this one?
Yeah, I do want to take that one. So now we got Tyler busting through here, talking about nightlight hits off, turning kisses to bites. I'm a down to earth nigga with intentions. That's right. You'll be down in earth quicker if you diss me tonight. Ooh.
Come on.
Like, I wish you would diss me, bitch. But I'll be the happiest if you decide to kick it tonight. I'm sorry, y'all.
Like, it's like if you turn me down, then I'm gonna feel some type of way.
But I'm so happy if you like.
You feel me? Like, at least you didn't turn me down and act like you love me for the night.
But it really shows you like the mindset of a psychopath.
Fact.
We can chill and I can act like I don't want to fuck. Like every fuck boy and every fuck bitch. Like, let's just go out to eat. We ain't gotta do nothing. Lies.
Feel me? Like,
lies. You can tell me all your problems like I really give.
Exactly. That's the whole combination between we can chill and I can act like I don't want to fuck.
Like, but I'm really interested in what you want to say, but I really want them draws.
It's all good. So I'm going to give you all the time in the world.
Right.
Like I really give one.
Right. But I give 2 for us because you're the one that I want. Don't want to seem like a punk pussy that simps over punk pussy. What?
Wow.
What?
So this is really my first time just seeing this one alone.
Facts.
I always thought he was saying the same lines twice. From don't want to seem like a punk pussy that seems like a punk pussy,
that simps.
But not that simps over punk pussy.
Wow.
That's basically saying your shit trash. Like, if you turn me down, but like still I'm gonna be
want
happy.
You anyway.
You feel me? Like it's the open door of opportunity that I know I got. I'm gonna still push for it. Like,
yeah. And then talking about, see, when I'm with my friends, I just put on the front.
I don't care about that hoe, y'all. She ain't shit.
She ain't shit. I heard she was over there with you, Marcus, the other day.
Feel me?
But you really want her ass, though.
Exactly.
But in the back of my top, I'm writing songs about we.
I really wish.
We, as including I and yourself, making 3 little ones. The drums are hitting pretty hard, if you ask me. You're pretty broad in a top 3 of things that I've been waiting to come. So meet me by the lake around 10 and skinny dipping. Let's see here.
And
then we can
pretend game.
I want to be Finn from Adventure Time. You know, back then this nigga loved Adventure Time.
He did. He was featured on the
referenced
episode.
Adventure Time so much. All right.
Till he manifested the feature on the episode. No, it wasn't that the regular show he was on. He was
featured. I think it was on the regular show.
Yeah, he was rapping.
But he's referenced Adventure Time a couple times, especially back then.
He ain't have a part on that show.
I don't think he could touch it at that time.
Yeah,
he couldn't touch it.
I felt like Adventure Time was really more so for mature audience. Like the shit that they did sometimes was like really questionable. Like in the beginning.
See, I felt like it got a little bit more real towards the mid to end because the beginning was, I find that the beginning season was very random. It started having more, at least to me, the story started becoming a little bit more solid by the second or third seasons. Mm-hmm. It started having a little bit more continuity. Like things were matching. The story was matching. But we got to think, Adventure Time premiered around 2010, 2011. Tyler was MTV and, doing the controversial stuff. They couldn't have that touch Cartoon Network just yet. Now, I feel like now Tyler
made him put him on the regular show. That show,
I
don't compare
know.
that to the energy that Adventure Time gave because
you got it's about to die. You got the charger. You know what that is, but I definitely feel like if anything, regular show was a bit more mature. then I feel like regular show was a little bit more mature than Adventure Time. Whereas Adventure Time, I felt had a larger audience, with it being so colorful and the type of stuff that they would kind of touch on. Because like I said, Adventure Time didn't start doing like a little bit more in-depth stuff until towards the end. Whereas regular show came off the rip with it. And I feel like they had more of like a cult following as well. I don't know. I think it just, maybe a regular show gave a different type of energy or support that they just didn't let Adventure Time touch.
I feel like, okay, I could kind of give Adventure Time the same energy to Steven Universe because
the same woman who created Steven Universe worked on Adventure Time.
Okay, which is why they had the 11-minute runtime episodes.
Because some of her characters were inspired from Adventure Time. Rebecca Sugar, I think that's her name. She worked on Adventure Time, so I could see Adventure Time to me was a little lighter. And I mean, come on, we have the infamous Mordecai and Rigby scene. You pissed me off. Ain't no other cartoon said that. So I can see, there's a lot of innuendos. I find there's way more innuendos in regular show than there was in, like, you can damn near put regular show with Ren and Stimpy.
Oh,
damn near, because really Ren and Stimpy is a Nick show, but Ren and Stimpy was
that show was off.
Was off the wall.
You're not bringing that back. That's strictly on Boomerang, which they know not going.
They can't put it.
Boomerang's still around the way it is.
Well, Ren and Stimpy's Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy was Nick. I would see it on Nick, and I would only see it on Nickelodeon late at night.
But between shows back in those times, they had a trade-off like Doug did. Doug started off on Cartoon Network. Started off on Disney. And then
he went to Nick, right?
To Nickelodeon. So I feel like it was a situation like that, because I remember seeing Ren and Stimpy on Boomerang.
And see, I remember seeing it on Nick. I only remember it on Nick. But you show right.
I take that.
Because some of them do that. And like there's like Rocko's Modern Life. It took me a while to realize that Rocko was a fucking sex phone operator.
No.
Didn't even know that. Yeah, he was a whole sex phone operator.
Whoa.
So there's a lot of shows that like have that, and I feel like in that era it was not Rick and Morty. It was Mordecai and Rigby for regular show, so they can get away with putting Tyler on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, I feel like they didn't care. Like their job was to be random, was to get people to talk. I remember I was sitting there when I first saw that shit on Cartoon Network. It's too late. You pissed me off. I was like, they let this shit be on Cartoon Network? Oh shit. So and there was a lot of mature situations on regular show.
Oh, like I feel like that's what made it tolerable just for our coming up in day and age. Yeah. Like the fact that they know, I feel like that's where the universe really aligned with the test of times, because now we have shows that's not really going to influence the new age kids, that to where I guess they go back and watch some old shit we used to watch and
they're confused.
Facts. And they would take it literally probably as serious as they would now.
Yeah.
But I feel like each show was meant for a time at the right time.
Yeah, it came at the like right now, even still, like with people at our generation, a lot of people don't. I love it. It's one of my favorite shows.
Think of Teen Titans.
The old one or the new one?
The old one.
Yeah.
So the old one touched real, like is home for us. It has the emotions, it has the storyline. Then you got Teen Titans Go. It's like they basically saying
serious. They dumbed it down.
Like they didn't want the new age generation to go through the same emotions and investment of a show like we did. And now we look at this and like, bro, what y'all watching, bro?
It's just honestly, because they did the same thing with the Powerpuff Girls. Like they brought them back. So around that time,
but it's not as serious as the Powerpuff Girls were.
It's like Gumball. I love Gumball though. Gumball be hitting some real stuff, and I like how they play with different textures and animations and stuff in the show. But it's like they it's kind of like a lot of people saw that it was the randomness that a lot of people were gravitating towards, so they decided to bring that. bring that in for like the new generation, just revamping the characters. Like, a lot of people don't like the show. Like, me and Trey constantly have this thing. I love The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. I've always loved Flapjack, even when it first came out. And I remember being super excited that it was on Hulu when Hulu came out.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't fuck with it. Like, one of my favorite influencers, I was on her live and we were just all talking about like old cartoons and stuff, because she's older. She's like in her 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought up Flapjack and she said, oh, I didn't really get it that much into Flapjack because a lot of people didn't like the animation style, or they felt like the story was too dark. But again, I gravitate towards that type of stuff. And I just thought it was just random funny shit. Like, what boy named Flapjack is raised by a whale who obviously is voiced by a black woman? And then you got Knuckles, who's a bum, who's like addicted, like, instead of beer or alcohol, they give him candy and maple syrup. You got Rod. Oh yeah, no, that's Chowder.
Oh shit.
But Chowder was another good one. And I think Chowder only lasted like 3 seasons. And Chowder was I think Flapjack the same. Because pretty much after Chowder and after Flapjack, which still, to me, I feel like Flapjack was the inspiration for Adventure Time. Adventure!
Yeah.
I feel like it was just a darker, Adventure Time did show that they had their dark moments as well. But yeah, when Adventure Time came out, I saw a very fantasy-filled Flapjack, the Candy Kingdom. They're looking for Candied Island.
You got an Ice King that want the princess. That's on some Mario shit.
He was always trying to steal princesses. But yeah, I think with that, like you said, it fitted its time.
I remember. Oh shit! I remember in this one episode of Adventure Time, like, this is like really recent, like last year recent. I decided to start like the first season of Adventure Time, but there was an episode where I think he was babysitting a cloud and he got beat up for the cloudy.
Wait, the clown or the cloud?
The cloud.
I don't remember that.
Oh shit!
You said from the first season,
yeah,
and the first season was full of random shit.
Every time he was getting punched, he was like,
I don't know.
That hurt. Wow.
What the fuck? I don't know. Look, but let me tell y'all, we gonna continue this in the second section. We'll be right back, kings and queens. Kings and queens.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on with our co-host, but welcome back to the second. No, I didn't record. I just started because I'm not dealing with you. we gonna go into our part 2 of our commentary, because I don't know what the hell my co-host had me watch with Trick Daddy.
It's booty game, man.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Is he like, okay, I was confused. So is
your reaction was like,
I don't want to picture Trick getting his ass ate, because he said he get his ass ate, right? I can't, Dre.
That's what was trending on Instagram.
This shit? Okay.
Everybody's reaction was like, that's why Trick Daddy trended.
Okay, verse 3.
Let's go.
Go ahead.
Damn. It didn't go straight to the heart. Oh shit! All right, we good. Y'all don't go look while Trick Daddy trending.
No, go look at him. Some foolishness.
But check this out. We're going to end this episode with the outro coming from Tyler, the creator of verse 3, which he repeats. 1, 2, you're the girl that I want. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, shit. 8 is the bullet if you say no after all this.
How you gonna force me?
I just couldn't take it. You so motherfucking gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
You feel me? So
gorgeous, like baby, you're gorgeous. I can't.
And then he goes on to repeat that same thing, but then ends it with, I just want to drag your lifeless body to the forest and fornicate with it, but that's because I'm in love with you.
Cunt. But you know what? You don't listen to it, but I'm gonna show it to you once we finish. There's a band named Avenged Sevenfold. They're one of my favorite bands. Mm-hmm. And there's a song called A Little Piece of Heaven. Yeah. And there's a visual where he like is obsessed with his lover and he stabs her to death. And then he sews her body back together and they actually show him fucking the car.
No, what the fuck?
I'm gonna show it to you.
Oh God, no.
So it's so funny that it's not funny.
That better not be payback for Trick Daddy's video.
Yo,
that's foul.
You even get to hear him sing it. Must have stabbed her 50 fucking times.
God damn. But then you sew her back together just to get a little piece of.
But there's a nice little twist at the end that you'll get to see. Okay. But see, again, that goes back. That's not the first type of artist that makes this type of content. Like I've heard it with metal songs, and it's just all types of stuff like that. But
how would you take that verse though? Like he basically,
it's a threat.
It's basically saying like he been talking about throughout the whole song, but it's like another extent of
it's that show.
If my ex don't want me back, I'm gonna send her a whole suicidal. But it's not an ex.
But my thing is like I don't feel like it's an ex. I feel like it's a stalker.
Yeah, that part alone. But I'm just comparing it to the notes of you saying like, all right, this is gonna be the final ultimatum for me. If she don't love me, she ain't gonna love nobody else but me. And this just basically
I thought of that episode of American Dad where Steve told Roger to confess his feelings to Haley. And he was like, I love you, Haley. And she was like, oh no, Roger, I'm married. He was like, okay, I understand. He walked away, came back and shot her.
Oh, damn.
And he said, Steve, I freaked out. It's like, what the fuck?
Tyler was basically saying, look, I'm about to write you this little quick sentimental poem, but don't take it serious. If you don't do all this shit, then I'm gonna drag your lifeless body to the damn forest.
But you know what this damn near sounds like? Probably something somebody would do during like a public engagement. It was like, you go tell me fucking yes, so I'm gonna shoot you right now.
It was premeditated. Like we talked about this. She already told me no in advance, but I'm gonna still pop this question and give her that look like.
Say it. Flash the Glock.
You feel me? Like you will not embarrass me in this moment right now.
Say yes right now, bitch.
He's like, would you say yes? That part. No, but look, Queens and Kings, as I stated, that was like literally the third verse and the outro to this track.
Now we do have a bridge. Did you want to touch the bridge?
Facts. I feel like the bridge is no.
The bridge gives you more. It's a little like pretty much after the bridge, y'all. We go ahead and that'll be the nice little wrap up. But we got the bridge that says, "I just want to talk and conversate, because I usually just stalk you and masturbate."
Instagram.
And I finally got the courage to ask you on a date. So just say yes. Let the future fall into place, cunt. I just want to.
That's basically saying like, you don't know me, I don't know you, but let's try this out.
You know what? Like I've been stalking you.
You feel me?
You
so
know,
like,
this is a genuine love right here.
It
got
is.
some
It's
obsession.
secret. It's silence.
Oh shit! It's that Frankie. Is that Frankie J. Is his name Frankie J? Yeah, that's that Frankie. Like obsession.
Ah,
No, it's summer.
damn.
I'm trying to think of like if anybody else has any stalking type of songs.
Yeah. Usher did a cover to it,
Oh,
but kind of
Power
remixed it.
Trip.
What was that?
J. Cole. When he stole the bitch whole man and buried him in the yard. Got me up all night.
That
Constant drinking and love songs.
that was a purpose to get your woman back though.
Shut up.
Dude, it tested the
But
length
he
of how
stalked.
strong is your love.
He
Like,
He stalked them and got her dude and killed them all so she could come
and
back.
she came running back, crying
Bullshit.
like,
No, they did not show her running back in that music video.
I don't know. I ain't see the music video. But
You
like,
never watch Power Trip music video? Okay, not only are you watching A Little Piece of Heaven, you're watching Power Trip.
She about to take me on the whole trip.
Darkness.
Oh damn!
I'm trying to think what's another.
Halloween.
Yep, it's about that time. But what other thing had like a stalky? That show You on Netflix is a stalky
So
show.
the Usher song is Just Tell Me Where to Go.
That's a stalky song?
No, it's Baby, I'll come back and pick you up. There was the original song was this older dude singing to an underage girl.
Oh fuck no.
And it was that song was popping back then. Like
I don't even know
that
it.
song. I got see. Look, I'm gonna show you that song, and just show you see what I'm talking about.
I think
But,
the only stalky type of song, especially after I got older and you would listen to the lyrics, although you're supposed to be surface level, especially with 90s hits, was the forcefulness of Tevin Campbell's Can We Talk?
It was.
Come here
that
and
was-
talk to me, baby.
Well,
Come
hold
on
what-
and
what
talk
about
to me, baby.
Teddy Pendergrass, turn off the lights. That sound non-consensual.
It
Like,
do.
turn off the lights. And the next thing you know, as soon as the song go on, turn them off.
Turn
Like,
them off.
She ain't want to do that, Teddy.
Like, stop
She
forcing
was
it.
scared.
I'm really trying to think of like what's another one that was like that's kind of creepy now when you listen to it. Like, what gave you a stalky vibe? If you can go back and think about it.
I want to know, there's a couple of club bangers out there that gave me slip some shit in your drink vibes, but we're going to save that for another episode. I know them type of songs.
I know something in this liquor sound like he was doped. Something in this liquor. Nigga, what the hell you drinking?
Like, hold on now. How many shots of who? How many powders of what?
But I'm really trying to think, because I know there was like a music video that had like some stalky shit, and I can't think of none right now. Like my brain's just completely blank.
So check this out. Let's see if we can throw a little sauce behind that. Before the wrap up, it says here, like on that legit verse, the stalker mentality. They stalk their victims or lovers, fantasizes about them, and are deluded into thinking that the lover will want to be with them. Tyler is working up the courage to talk to the girl he's been fantasizing about. Tyler urges her to say yes and let the future fall into place, because if she says no, he will have to kill her.
And make it happen.
You feel me? Ending in any chance of a future for her. Tyler says cunt at the end of this because he feels vulnerable.
Yeah. It's just like when Andrew like, can I get your no? What was that
Like,
shit that
no.
went? Hey yo, little red ball. Nigga, you is ugly.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
damn.
well,
That one video that nigga said, you sticking up for her.
Those fat
Oh,
damn,
shit.
that's funny.
Not when they did the My Hero Academia one.
With Manetto,
Kiss the
little
school.
nigga.
You like, well, damn.
That's just like bringing a simple word into the TikTok universe. Like, oh Lord.
No shit. No, well, damn.
So he goes to say, after telling her how he really feels, he feels the need to put her down again because Tyler wants to feel dominant. He also might have said it because he already knew asking her to be with him was useless. So he gets mad at her before she even has the chance to answer.
So you're going off possibilities as different scenarios you're playing out in your head. So in his mind, it's like that's his sense of like taking control of the situation. You can't tell me no, and you can't tell me yes. If I take what I want, kill you anyway.
Kill your ass. And then, damn, that's look, y'all. That's old Tyler.
That's old Tyler.
That's the whole premise of this
attention.
episode.
You know what they call it? The shock factor. That made you pay attention because he got your attention and he kept it for 10 years.
He did. And that's where I could kind of give credit on the name. He's Tyler, the creator, you feel me? So, Queens and Kings, we already at our hour mark of the episode. I wouldn't want to extend it no further until we bring our after show back, the Vibes after show on our YouTube page, official YouTube page. The camera will come soon. You know, it's still progress on top of progress. This is our first artist to come back on a episode to episode basis.
Back to back too.
Big ups to B'Anna, you feel me, for actually bringing this opportunity into the Vibes a new wave. So for this to be our 2-strike mark for one artist, which would be Tyler the creator, the next episode would be special episode where we choose an album to go off of and then indulge on the tracks that really pulled to us as individuals off the album. And if we made the agreement earlier, I feel like the album that we'll bring to you, which we'll be both diving into on a fresh listen, is Cherry Bomb.
Hold on. What you said? Chia.
That was just how you did
no,
it. I thought you was coming off on a Chia Pet type of
I was singing the classic song by the Runaways.
And how you started it off?
Because that's how it starts. It's like, hello, daddy. Hello, mom. I'm your cherry bomb. And so my head went to Cherry Bomb. This dude, I said, he said, Chia.
See, that's where I thought you were going. I saw that was the first thing I heard. And I was like, Chia.
Nope.
But you feel me? That's right there, Queens and Kings. This was episode 17. We just growing, man. I'm telling you, like, the numbers are getting up there. It's the consistency and relevancy for me. But man, how y'all like this episode? If you rocked with this episode as well as our other episodes, go ahead and give us that like. Please share the content, you feel me? Comment below if you have a favorite scene or favorite part of this podcast, this great show of ours, and we'll indulge with you along the lines of our Instagram page, which would be The Vibes, A New Wave. You can find the link in the description below from our individual pages as well. B'Anna, you have anything to say to the Queens and Kings before we go?
Y'all keep y'all energies high. Make sure to take care of yourself. Drink your water and give yourself some TLC. You deserve it.
TLC, y'all, as well as some THC. So that
or
is
some CBD.
There we go. We got that little hyenas. We standing up. Let's go.
Get it.
So y'all, this is The Vibes, A New Wave.
Peace.
Deuce.